So this movie's just like Justice League.
It's exactly like Justice League.
in
I
every
wonder
way.
if they got the script from Justice League.
I wonder if Joss Whedon might have had something to do with this one.
No, for real. I like this movie.
This one really surprised me.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be full of that like teary-eyed Oscar bait kind of stuff, and it feels like an indie film almost.
Yeah, it does. And I didn't know this until the very end, but Steven Chbosky directed this, and he might have wrote the book too.
No,
Because
he didn't. I looked it up.
Well, he was the author of Perks of Being a Wallflower, which had a very similar feel to this.
R.J. Palacio.
That movie also felt more like an indie movie. So yeah, I can definitely tell that he did this now that I know. This movie's about a lot more than the trailers let on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously it's about the kid with the facial deformity.
His name's Augie.
Augie.
Yeah.
It's short for August. He's played by the same kid that was in Room. And
oh really?
Yeah. He was fantastic in that movie. And
he was great.
Once again, he is fantastic.
His performance is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes the character incredibly lovable.
He does. It really shows that he's such a good actor because some of the other child actors aren't that good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fine. They're not bad.
They're kids. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just kids.
For child actors, they're all actually like better than I would expect.
Exactly. But Augie's actor
is phenomenal.
Yes, he shines very brightly among those other kids. You know how we do. We're getting into spoiler territory here.
Yeah, okay.
The sister, I really related to her. 'Cause I've been in that situation before where, you know,
parents don't.
When you're an only child for so long and then suddenly you have a younger sibling, you can't help but kind of resent that because you're used to getting all of the attention and suddenly
and then now you have none of it.
Right. You know, your whole universe shifts and your younger sibling becomes the center of that. And she meets this guy at her high school that she gets a crush on. And
immediately.
Yeah, immediately. It was very rushed, but oh well. I immediately forgot that was even a complaint, so
yeah.
The movie made up for it.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. She, when she meets this guy, it turns out he's an only child, and, they're just making conversation, and he says something about, like, oh, you're an only child too, huh? And she says yes. You know, it's not a lie that really hurts anybody. It's not one of those lies that she thought about. She just off the cusp
blurted
said
out.
it.
Yeah.
And I've done that too. I've done exactly that. I've told people I was an only child just because I didn't feel like talking about, my little siblings.
Yeah. What was refreshing is I thought that was going to be played for drama later.
Yeah, and it wasn't. That's another thing that really surprised me about this movie is that
there's a lack of drama in general.
Exactly.
Everything that is dramatic is also feels very real, and it just.
Mm-hmm. These are not the movie is not about bad people. It's just about people who make mistakes. They're kids. They're gonna make mistakes.
Every character that seems antagonistic, you get to see a little bit of their life, and you get to learn why they are. And they're all kids. Even the high school. It seemed like she was going down the road of high school alpha bitch, but then we learn more about her, and we learn that she's a sweet person who just felt guilty and blew off her friend because she felt guilty about that.
Yeah. This movie, like, it'll go off and focus on one character for a little while, and then it'll switch to another one. Every time they do that, you get a kind of like an internal monologue because the narrator changes to who the movie's focusing on.
But it doesn't do it so much that it feels kitschy. It
doesn't at all.
It feels like a solid plot going on.
I think it only does that about 4 or 5 times
Yeah, in the span of 2 hours.
Yeah, so it's never jarring.
No.
Honestly, I kind of was starting to get like really excited every time they would show a new character.
We learn more about this character, because especially since we get to a point where with Jack Will or Miranda, when we reach those points, we already have an idea of who these people are, and it changes and subverts it a bit.
Mm-hmm. It'll go back and show like previous parts of the film from different characters' perspectives, and you've already seen those events happen, but then it goes back and gives you the reason why that those things happen. Yeah, this was just a really well-made movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't anticipating this.
Even Julian, I felt kind of bad for him at the end.
Yeah, his mom's a fucking cunt.
Oh yeah, Julian's mom is the only. Well, his dad, it looks like a comic book villain.
His dad does look like a comic book villain.
But his mom is the most infuriating person.
Yeah, she's one of those people who's like, no, my son can't do anything wrong. We're a perfect model family, and I don't care what he did. Essentially, he didn't do it. Mm-hmm. She actually goes so far as to say, no, my son's not the one bullying Augie. I am. I photoshopped the picture, and I told the kid that he should go die.
I don't think she wrote that.
What?
I don't think she wrote that. I think he wrote that. I think Julian wrote it.
What I was taking away from that scene was that Julian did it, but the mom said she did it just to be, cover up her son's mistake.
Well, I
could be wrong about that, but
I thought she did Photoshop it, but she didn't write the message on the back. I thought he took it from their whatever mantle place or whatever. And
that could be another possibility.
It's very obvious that he saw Augie, and being sheltered that he freaked out a little,
mm-hmm.
and he lashed out, and his parents were encouraging this what's it called when you're just lashing out at people who are different in general? It's not xenophobic, it's specifically foreigners.
I can't think of the word, but
well, he was prejudiced, I guess.
Yeah, prejudice.
Basically, they were fueling his prejudice. They just kept saying oh, you're not the one. You shouldn't feel bad for being upset about this. And you know what? He's a kid. It's okay for him to be upset about it, but it's not okay for him to bully Augie. And it's just, yeah. Again, this movie makes you talk,
yeah.
It makes you delve into these characters, figure out why things are the way they are.
The whole time, I hated that kid. And then as soon as his parents got on screen, it all made sense. Oh, he's not a terrible person. He's just got terrible parents, and he lashes out because that's what he knows.
And then the 7th grade bully, I guess, was, I would say, irredeemable, but he just got his ass kicked.
He just shows up to get his ass kicked, and he's not in the movie
I did a little research on that 7th grader is a bigger character in the book.
Oh, okay.
I guess they cut it down for length reasons. Which,
this movie's already pretty long.
And now, honestly,
about 30 minutes could have been cut out of this movie. That's probably my biggest complaint about it. But I wasn't bored. It was about 2 hours.
It didn't feel that long to me.
The whole part where they were at the camp at the end, I feel like that didn't really need to be there.
Yeah.
But again, it didn't drag to the point where I felt like the movie was too long.
It's more of a retrospect thing for me.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, yeah, that felt kind of tacked on. But I'm sure it was a bigger moment in the book.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they went to the summer camp and it was a huge thing. It was a whole nother plot line. And then that's because those 3 kids were the ones that bullied him.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
now they're his friends.
It's hard to adapt a book to film, especially. Yeah. I'm assuming because of the way that this one was shot that the book is not told in a linear fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not. Everything that I'm saying negative about this movie is just a nitpick.
Yeah.
So don't think that,
This is probably one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, this is one of the best films of the year.
Funny enough, the 2 films that I love the most that I've seen in theaters this year both have Wonder in the title, and I think that's hilarious.
Wonder Woman and Wonder.
Yeah, I love both of those movies for different reasons.
Of course.
But I think Wonder Woman does it. Well, the thing is, both those movies have a message.
Mm-hmm.
Wonders is a little more about that message, and Wonder Woman has a bit of, action thrown in there.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
I love Justice League, but, like...
Justice League doesn't have anything to say.
No.
Wonder
it's
Woman,
just a fun movie.
Yeah, Wonder Woman had a message behind it.
Justice League's message was, hope is good.
Hope is good.
And
Superheroes are cool.
Yeah. But, yeah, Wonder Woman had a lot more to say about that man is not evil nor good.
Mm-hmm.
Because Wonder Woman just assumed that man was being manipulated by Ares.
Yeah.
But then she found out there are bad people that are good. It's done really well for a superhero movie. Wonder, isn't a superhero movie. It's a realistic fiction with some, like, fantasy sequences, which were fun. Never felt out of place. We always understood that they were a fantasy.
Yeah, like, it'll have, like, Augie
It's
likes...
all Star Wars characters.
He likes Star Wars a lot. And he's talking about, like, how cool it would be if Chewbacca went to school with him. And, every once in a while, Chewbacca will just be, like, in a shot. He'll just walk by and give Augie a high five or something like that. Yeah, those sequences are always really fun. They got a lot of good laughs out of me. This movie made me really happy and really sad.
Yeah.
I laughed. I teared up a bit.
I thought I was gonna cry, but then they would make a joke.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, that's another thing I can commend this movie for. Every time something really fucking heavy happened, it always lightens it up.
Yeah, in
Just at the right
like a
time.
realistic, sweet way, not in a whoops-a-doo, something funny happened.
Yeah.
It didn't feel tacked on. It felt like real conversation. When people are getting deep, and then somebody says something funny because.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to lighten the mood, and it's just a real thing that people do, and it just felt real.
And it didn't beat you over the head with its message.
Yeah.
Like,
Fucking. And this movie had Owen Wilson and Julia Roberts in it, and they weren't like. I don't know. Usually when they're in movies, they're they're stars, so they steal the spotlight a little. They just were like, they played the parents really well. I believe their performances.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that they're bad actors, but usually they're in different kind of... Well...
Owen Wilson's like a dad that wants to be cool. And
he's a dad.
He plays it perfectly. And the mom, Julia Roberts, is just... She's a little overbearing, but not...
But, like, it's obvious out of a place of love.
Yes, it's out of a place of genuine love. She's homeschooled her son for his entire life, and, kids are fucking terrible. So, of course, she's a little protective of her son, but...
the sister was... She was such a real character, and she was...
Yeah, I loved her.
She was definitely, like... She would have moments of, like, almost... I want to say selfishness, but, like, in a really understandable way, and then you could see just, like, the light flick when, like, certain things would happen, and she's like, oh, I need to stop being selfish right now.
Yeah.
And she's just... Yeah. It made... Every one of these characters... besides Julian's mom, is likable. Well, in that seventh grader who got his shit kicked in.
And
that was glorious.
The least likable characters in this movie are on screen for one scene each.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And even then, well, the seventh grader was unlikable, but he immediately got his shit kicked in. I'm glad he was in the movie so he could get his ass kicked.
That was very satisfying.
I actually feel... You know what makes me feel sad most about this movie?
What?
Julian... his home life, he's probably going to grow up to be a dick.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least have a bad relationship.
The book probably gives him more closure.
I would love... I totally was hoping, like, his parents would die or some shit. Because, like, honestly, they're just awful people. And it feels real.
Yeah.
They're, like, really over-the-top prejudice about, like they're, like, saying, well, we have to bend over backwards because he's got a facial deformity. And it's just... I've heard that so many times with people.
Yeah.
That it's not even, like, funny.
I've heard that a lot too. Not about people with facial deformities, but you can apply it to anything.
Yeah. And it's just, it's so fucking real.
Julian did piss me off at the very beginning. Because he was talking about buying a new Wii game. I was like, what the fuck, kid?
Well, if you think about, like, where the characters place their priorities, like, yes, Augie mentioned Star Wars, but, like, there's something about Star Wars that's a little more, like, you watch it with... You can see he plays lightsabers with his dad.
Yeah.
So Star Wars means more to him than just movies.
Yeah.
That kid didn't say, like, anything other than, you know, he got a pool table and a Wii game.
Yeah.
That's, like, if you think about it, that's fucking sad.
I guess so.
Oh, no, in retrospect. At the beginning, it was obnoxious. I agree.
No, the thing I'm saying is, like, this is 2017. Nobody has a Wii anymore.
Oh. Okay.
Because Augie was very obviously playing with an Xbox One.
I thought he said a Wii U.
No, he said Wii game.
Okay.
He's like, it was something that doesn't exist. It was like Battlegrounds Arena or something like that. But he was like, yeah, I just got Battlegrounds Arena for my Wii. It's pretty cool.
Maybe he's in a retro game. And that's retro for them.
And I was just thinking about it. It was like, Augie was just playing with an Xbox One. Like, I know this doesn't take place like 10 years ago.
I'm sure whoever wrote the scripts did not.
I know. I mean, I'm just joking, but...
Yeah. No, I understand. But yeah. And then there's one character that I think we're going to be divided on.
Who?
Charlotte. The little blonde girl.
Oh, I didn't mind her.
Okay, I thought she was fucking hilarious. She would say shit
funny.
That's so weird, and it's just...
I mean, every time I said, shut up, Charlotte, it was just like a joke. I wasn't actually annoyed by her.
Okay, awesome. She just said shit, and I was like... You're
that,
weird.
That's what the characters were like. They were like, shut up, Charlotte. Yeah. Wonder's a great movie. If Justice League is not your thing, go see Wonder this weekend.
Yeah, or if Justice League is your thing, go see both then. I have a feeling that this movie is going to get better approval ratings than Justice League, and I can...
This movie has like a 92 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, it deserves it.
Also...
I'm not saying Justice League deserves its rating, but this movie is better.
This movie is overperforming this weekend. I looked this up earlier. This movie is overperforming, like, really well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
This movie deserves good publicity.
It does. This is one of those movies that, like, not a lot of people are going to see in theater, probably. But I think once this gets around a home release, a lot of people are going to rent it. And, yeah, I think this movie will get a good second round.
Oh, yeah, I just realized... No offense to the movie. I mean, of course, I loved it. But it's definitely going to hit the hipster demographic, and you got to wait for that one.
Yeah. This movie will probably get really popular once it hits, like, Netflix or something.
Yeah. God, if it was released on VHS, I mean, those hipsters would... No, but, yeah, I could see this going on Netflix and people just watching it, because, like, what are we watching? I don't know. I wonder what this is. No, but it's an amazing movie. If you like seeing... It's a feel-good film by the end of it. I'd say it's mostly feel-good. There's some saddish parts, but it's all in service to this beautiful story.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you like feeling happy. If you like... Yeah.
All right.
Augie's adorable.
Augie is adorable.
He's adorable.
I hope that kid goes on to do a lot more movies, because, yeah, he's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen Room?
No, I haven't.
Do you know the premise?
Yeah, I know the premise.
Yeah, he was really good in that too. So
I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for that movie.
Oh, dude, I fucking sobbed during that movie. That one was tough.
Every time someone tells me about a movie they're like, it's so fucking sad, you will cry your eyes out. I'm like, I'm not sure I want to watch this right now. Like, get me at a time when I'm like, everything's going good in life.
Yeah.
And the saddest thing in the world won't, like, send me into a spiral of depression. I don't know. It's just...
That was the movie that, like, set Brie Larson in place as, like, a really, really good actress.
That's awesome. I probably will see it, and I probably will cry.
Yeah, I think we're done talking about Wonder.
All right. Good night.
Yeah, bye.